Hello everyone and welcome back to my official The GH24 News YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Harrison Chase will deal with a police call while Charlotte Cassadine fears for her pop. Brook Lynn Quartermain will also rip into Lulu Spencer, so then's what observers can anticipate. First, Dante will deliver an critical request to Maxie Jones so he may ask her to help Lulu and Brook Lynn find a path to peace. Of course, Dante doesn't know Lulu just gave Brook Lynn a stern claim. Still, also Lulu's going to unmask the news for her, if Brook Lynn doesn't come clean about giving Dante's baby boy over for relinquishment. Brook Lynn will fly into a rage on Monday's GH occasion and rant about Lulu allowing she knows best. Lulu will stand her ground, but Brook Lynn will lash out over all the lives that'll blow up if the secret comes out. Since it doesn't look like Lulu will budge, Brook Lynn may have to find her courage and tell Dante the whole story, at least as much as she knows. Brook Lynn doesn't realize the child she shares with Dante grew up to be Giovanni Gio Palmieri. Lois will keep doing whatever she can to keep that stunner under wraps, but Ned will make effects delicate when he starts asking too numerous questions. Next, Tracy will deal with some hostility outside the vault. That's where Tracy will disaccord with Martin Gray and Drew over all the property line drama and the check and desist order. After Tracy decides she's had enough, she'll call the Bobbies to come handle this. Chase should be the bone who arrives at the scene and makes an arrest, but will it be Drew or maybe Tracy herself who eventually ends up in bind? At Jordan Ashford's place, she'll feel confident in her Idwell strategy and explain an angle she can work since she's not part of the PCPD. Isaiah Gannon will continue to fret over the peril Jordan could land in, but he'll strike a deal with her and hope it all works out. Our prognostications allude that Jordan may be in over her head then, so don't miss what's in store. In Buenos Aires, Jason Morgan and Anna Devane will try to rush to Charlotte's last given position before time runs out. Anna and Jason will want to work presto since Valentine Cassadine could bolt with Charlotte if he gets scarified. As they sit in a vehicle together, Anna's instincts will start screaming at her. Commodity won't feel right since the plan will come together a little too fluently in the end. Anna may worry this is some kind of setup and that Valentine's about to outwit them. Still, it's clear that Valentine's precedence will be to cover Charlotte from the chaos that's about to erupt. Since effects are getting more dangerous, Valentine will give Charlotte a gentle punch to go home to Lulu and Rocco. It seems Charlotte and Valentine will find themselves facing a delicate farewell. Jack Brennan got a communication about WSB means being en route to Buenos Aires as well, and we can't forget there's a kill order in place for Valentine. Charlotte will clearly have good reasons to sweat for her pop as the action heats up. Some scary moments could be on the way for Valentine, so stay tuned for updates on all the twists and turns. Carly Spencer reveal is coming over sooner or laterally. Chris McKenna spoke to SOD about the secrets Brennan is keeping regarding Jax and how they could bring quite the blow-up. It's obviously an adventure for Brennan to date Mama under the circumstances. Brennan got way too tangled up in all the Cyrus Renaud drama, which led to her barring him at the cabin. Of course, Brennan covered tracks and framed Jason Morgan in the process, so the secrets just keep piling up. There's also the matter of Brennan retaining Jocelyn to the WSB and forcing her to lie to Carly about entering the training program. When asked about the tight spot Brennan's put himself in, McKenna suggested it's tough to understand his character's study process. I don't know what the hell he's thinking. Carly isn't gone now like this, obviously Jack is really getting in. Well, I hope, not over his head. McKenna admitted. Brennan has specific reasons for demanding Jocelyn and believes she can fill a unique part at the WSB. With that in mind, Chris McKenna suggested Brennan is doing what's necessary, indeed if his romantic life is on the line. So, for the lesser good, he has to do what has to be done, indeed if that means relatively conceivably risking his future with Carly, or betraying Carly, Brennan said. It looks like there's still a long way to go in this GH plot, so Chris McKenna doesn't know for sure how it'll all play out. We'll surely bring you updates on the details of the big reveal when the time comes. Still, McKenna made a vaticination about the possible explosion that could be at the end of this trail. Since Carly's involved, you can go there'll indeed be a ma bear explosion of grand proportions. Carly will inescapably discover everything Brennan's keeping from her down the road, so stay tuned for all the stunning news headed her way. Jen Sidwell pulled off a trick when he summoned Alexis Davis to Windmere and showed her Helena Cassidy's old dagger. Alexis reflected on the story of that dagger being used to kill her mama and held it in her hand, which is exactly what Sidwell had in mind. It's clear that the whole point of this discussion was for Alexis to touch the dagger and leave her fingerprints each over it. Sidwell precisely picked up that dagger once Alexis was gone so that he would leave his own fingerprints behind. We're seeing Sidwell carry out the first way of a setup, so that raises some important questions. Why does Sidwell want to frame Alexis for a crime he's supposedly planning on committing or at least arranging? More importantly, who'll be the dagger victim and why? It's possible Alexis ever wronged Sidwell or someone he cares about. Alexis may not flash back it, but Sidwell could have a reason to go after her grounded on some once grievance that GH pens have now constructed. Also again, Alexis Cassidy roots alone could be reason enough for Sidwell to target her if he's got a beef with the family. Whatever the case, Sonny Corinthos could be an intended victim despite Sidwell's claims that he's not going after him. We know Sidwell's been trying to mess effects up for Sonny regarding his shorefront property. Sidwell also had Sonny followed to Los Angeles when he'd his cardiologist appointment, so he's easily watching the mob master. Sonny's romantic interest in Natalia Ramirez may not be going over well with Sidwell either, so it's possible he's the dagger victim Sidwell has in mind. Maybe Sidwell could make it look like Alexis snapped and turned on Sonny over commodity related to Christina Corinthos Davis. What if Drew eventually becomes the dagger victim rather? Sidwell has formed an alliance with Drew, but he could turn on the Solon if effects don't go his way. Perhaps Sidwell could make it feel like Alexis wiped Drew off the chart over commodity related to Scout Quartermain. Anyhow, that dagger is presumably going to be used on someone in the coming weeks. Alexis' fingerprints are each over it, so she's sure to land on the hot seat thanks to Sidwell's frame-up. General Hospital spoilers say someone may be a goner if Sidwell has anything to say about it, so stick with us for further grim updates on any other victim news. As observers know, his last two alter self-esteem were boggled. So unless the ABC cleaner comes up with another back from the dead plot, well, we probably won't see Howarth back as those characters. And while suckers can hope that perhaps he'll return in a new part, no similar plans have been made still. They will get to see the actor in person at a fun event where stories of his day career will be told. Howarth, who participated the news on his Instagram story, will be frontal and center for a special Liar and Lunch on Sunday, March 23rd. The event will begin at 11:00 a.m. at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club at 518 Arnold Avenue in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey. Those in attendance will enjoy lunch with the actor as he tells stories from times past.